Hello guys, just going to show you a couple of the Whatnot hits that I've made over the past 3 months. A little video just showcasing what I've hit, what I've got for my money, and whether it's worth it or not. I mean, it's been a very challenging couple of months, probably spent quite a lot of money that I shouldn't have, trying to chase those big hits that you see on Whatnot. You know, I've hit some cool cards, things I'm not really looking to collect per se, certain players, teams, but the value wise isn't, you know, to what I've put into it. And I'm not in the hobby to become a millionaire. I'm not in a hobby to, you know, buy hundreds and thousands of pounds worth of cards, but for the money that you're putting in on Whatnot, you'd expect to hit something every now and again. But, you know, it's the risk that you take on Whatnot. You can walk away with, you know, a 1 of 10, 25, 1 of 50, but most of the time you don't even hit, and you end up with a lot of base bundles, which, you know, I've got quite a few myself. But yeah, just an overview of the cards I've got, the different varieties, the different sets, and yeah, my honest opinions from my first video. I haven't made any money. I've lost a lot of money. Calculated it this evening that I've spent in the last 3 months £3,400. I am on eBay, I am on Vinted, and collectively I've sold about £500, so, you know, still £2,900 to go to recoup any sort of money, but I'm going to be nowhere near, because a couple of hits that you see towards the end of the video are pretty good, you know. A Rafinha 1 of 10, Legacy on card auto for Brazil, a couple of other legacy cards like a Ronaldinho to 50, and also a 3 of 20 Flawless Collection on card auto with a Chelsea patch for Branislav Ivanovic. These cards cost me quite a fair bit to pull. Will I continue? Probably not. I do not see the value in Whatnot breaks, because they are so expensive at the moment. You know, the hobby's growing and growing, and not all, but some of the sellers are, you know, hyping up the products that they're selling, the repacks, the bundles, everything is just hyped up in the chat, and it causes a fake market, if you will, where, you know, people like myself have put thousands and thousands into a collection that is worthless. I've been on Instagram, I spoke to a couple of collectors, and, you know, I've had offers of £100, £200 for my entire collection. You know, I have like 200 cards, yet they're about worth £1 each. You know, I have some autographs of some Hall of Famers, Tony Adams, Isco for Real Madrid, some Man United players like Onana Dalot, Nico O'Reilly for Man City, 2 graded cards that are worthless. But yeah, here comes Rafinha now. Lovely, beautiful card, probably the best one in my collection, the best numbered anyway, which is 1 to 10. But yeah, it's been a very difficult period, and hasn't been forward, hasn't been, you know, it has been exciting, but it hasn't been what I thought it would be, where you're paying 30, 40, 50 pound for a slot, and I know it's a lottery, but the odds of you hitting are crazy. You know, you're competing with other people who must be losing a shit ton of money, because it's just not viable for them. But at the end of the day, you guys are grown-ups, you make your own decisions. If you enjoy Whatnot, then continue, as long as you're doing it for the right purposes and you're trying to grow your collection for a certain team. But for me, I think my Whatnot journey might be done. just because I find it more fun ripping and opening my own packs and buying them off the internet and off other sellers. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and like and subscribe, and hopefully I can continue the journey and the episodes. El Tanko out.